Welcome to Carolina Sculpture Studio. My name is Clint Button and I'm a granite sculptor. Welcome to video number 17 of the virtual stone carving apprenticeship. I mentioned this at the end of the last video about using a raking light, a light that shines completely flat across the stone. The light bulb usually will be at either the middle or just tiny above, and it'll create the opportunity for shadows to be cast by any discrepancies in the stone. And so right now, I'm in the shade. This is in the shade, and the automatic level on the camera on the phone is just going nuts. And so it's all hot. You can't really see it. We'll do a little bit of video here and get some of this, but I'm going to axe it just a little bit just to wash it and clean it up. There's the problem with this stone more than anything is there's a bunch of soft spots where they just keep breaking out, and like especially along this edge. But to clean these edges up, we're probably going to lose the better part of an inch off of each one of these, and we're going to have to figure out where we want our square, because as we get ready to set this up to cut an adjacent side that's square, we've just got to decide where we're going to place it in the volume, because honestly, if we wanted to, we could place the square, right here in the middle and waste off all these corners. That'd be dumb, but we're in control. So we're going to figure out where we've got the most productive volume to try to leave this as large as possible. But let's axe it a little bit. Take a look at the stone and see what you think, and then I'm going to get to axing. This is what the stone looks like with a raking light. I don't know if you can see. I had a low spot here in this corner. You can see just on this edge, but that whole edge is going to be sawed off. So I'm not really concerned about it. See, there's a little dip right there. Over here you can see there's a little, but this has got to do with a line in the stone. There's a bunch of flakes in a line right there that are very coarse. So they keep collapsing off. You can see got a little bit of red right there left from my foundation point. And then over here, of course, you can see a lot of crumble on this edge. But once again, that's all going to be cut off. But it's not very crooked. It's pretty good. My biggest concern is this right here. So I'm just going to axe it a little bit more, try to get these lines nice and consistent to where there isn't a population of one line that's dominant. I want to get everything smoothed off because I've got a little spot right there, but this whole stone is really straight. So axe it a little, and you can see there's picks. This is a pick. This is a pick where these crystals have collapsed. Much more here, over here. That's the problem with a mahogany or large grain stone like this, is it won't close up well like a smaller, tighter grain stone like either a Vermont berry gray or Georgia blue granite. They're a lot nicer stone to close up. But let's see if we can axe this up and make it look a little prettier. The first thing I want to do is take my wide scraper that I'm sure is square, is straight. I want to go and put a series of a course of axe on it, so that all the lines are going the same way to try to resolve any high spots, and that'll also leave any low spots, and I'll be able to see them because the tool marks will be different. I know I've got a low spot right here from earlier, so I'm not going to try to dig in there. I'm going to try to stay away from it because I can't dig it and make it any taller. I can lower everything else down to it. But in the end, I'll probably cut that whole edge off anyways, because we've got to go back in here, probably to here, to get rid of the drill hole. Go slow when you're doing this. You want these lines to be straight, not bent. So go a little bit at a time. Leaving your dust in place instead of blowing it all off helps you keep track of where you're going and where you've been. A wash, just one direction. I haven't crossed it yet. These lines, this is axing. This is when you axe a stone. And it's important that if you're going to carve with chisels, you learn how to axe, because this smooths up your surface. You don't go in on granite especially, you finish it with abrasives. That's not the way it's done. You finish it with a chisel. If you do it with the die grinder, you'll have all kinds of faceting, and you'll end up coloring the stone because the diamonds blew the stone slightly as you saw it. And if you've got a round shape, it'll have all these little facets where you ground a course and ground a course. You can't get it perfectly smooth everywhere. And so by axing it, you can get it smooth. And the orientation of the lines direct light, and will help define the job, whether you want the light, how you want the light handled. If you want the light to capture the lines and create roughness and shadow or value, if you want them to direct the light to make it look like the light's flowing over a curve, like over a piece of drapery, you carve it so that you axe it so the lines finished and went down over it. Or if you wanted to differentiate the fabric, you could have the cuff going one way and the other drapery going a different way. So now we'll go the opposite direction. That did a lot to clean up that panel, just that little bit of axe. I've still got some lines, but they all follow these character in the stone. there's some real soft spots. It's really soft right here, it's really soft right here, it's really soft right here. And so those keep collapsing, and there's only so much you can do. At some point, you just got to stop. This is nice and flat. This is how you would axe. This is how you'd axe any stone. You just literally take your scrapers, your bush chisels, and you can axe with a regular, you know, just a regular 5/8 chisel. It depends on how big your surface is, but you just do this to smooth the stone up. And hand axing work is really special, because the people that understand the traditional methods and what the old work looks like, they will actually look for the tool marks on the stone. And when you see a great big stone that's been hand axed, even if it's just to get rid of the skin from the diamond saw, just to axe it, to make it look like it's an old stone, it's like penmanship in a painting. It's just beautiful to see all the fine lines on the stone that you can only see at certain times when the light's just right. Because if you do it right, the stone will it'll all blend in and disappear. And there'll be one point in time when the light catches it just right, and you'll be able to read it pretty well. But a lot of people don't look for that. People like me always do. We just love it. So, but that's how you hand axe a stone. Now we could keep going, do a couple more courses, and take it down. But I don't think we'll accomplish a lot more. We've got to stop, because, as I said, these soft spots are really a drag. They just keep falling apart. And you go over it, and you'll end up producing a lot more dust. Like, see, I can go here and barely make dust. I can go over here and make dust like crazy, just with my fingers. So I know if I put a hard hammerhead on that, it's going to just keep collapsing because it's soft right in here. That's going to dig a hole. It's going to leave high spots all here. I'm going to taste it all down, and by the time I do that, I'll probably open up a soft spot over here. Like I was complaining about, this is turning up dust like crazy, where this barely does. This is a whole lot more. So you just have to make a judgment call, but keep it in spec. So, but that's how you hand axe stone, and we'll do lots more axing, because you axe everything you carve. So, get ready to turn this stone around and set it up, and we'll get going. So, once again, my name's Clint Button here at Carolina Sculpture Studio with the Virtual Stone Carving Apprenticeship. Thanks for coming in.